So looking on this map the other night for this hill we're doing today, it's gonna be, it looks anywhere from 2,000, like around 2,000 feet of straight up vertical climbing, probably a pretty steep grade. We've heard about this one from a few other folks who were westbound, and they said it was pretty intense. So, you know, we're just gonna take it in stride and conquer it. So we got about midday today, and then we're gonna be staying at a hotel tonight in Waynesboro. So gonna be cool. Oh, and we're gonna have another special guest tonight, a friend of mine from Maryland. He's gonna be coming up here, so yeah, he's gonna ride with us for a day. Big day today. Climbing that huge hill onto the Blue Ridge Parkway outside of Vesuvius, Virginia. Should be a pretty big climb today. Last big one. How are you mentally preparing for it? Ooh, just silence. I hear you.
It's gonna be a trip going up that mountain. I'll probably walk most of it.
No.
No. We'll give it a whirl.
We're gonna give it more than a whirl.
Get on the other side of that thing and finish this sucker. You know what I mean?
That's right. Feeling the calm before the storm right now. Riding along this river. But it's gonna be going up very soon. We are almost to Vesuvius, which is where you see it takes it right onto 56, starts to go up and puts us on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So it's gonna be about a 4-mile climb. I'm starting to see some mountains coming to view up here. Kind of covered by clouds right now, so it's probably not visible on the camera, but yeah, just enjoying this first about 16 miles just to get to the base. And yeah, then we're just gonna hammer it out and enjoy the last big climb of the TransAmerica. Now that we are here in Vesuvius, the climb starts. Here we are entering the George Washington National Forest before this climb. Well guys, I hope this video will do it justice, but here's where the grade really starts to rise. Right now, you can see, I don't know if this is accurate because, but anyway, we're working our way up. And so I think this is where it gets really big. I don't know what the max grade on this road is, but I'll try my best to pull out my camera and keep y'all updated on the way up. So it'll just depend on how tired I feel, but yep. This is my face before the climb. This is Tony's face before the climb. So we'll check in after. 9% at the moment, 11. Let's see if it'll climb anymore. We'll see. 13, 14. Can we get 15? Can we get it? Let's see. Back to 13. See what our max is. $16. Just got to a temporary flat spot near about 2,100 feet. More switchbacks coming up. The switchbacks can be about 17 to 18%, but that only lasts for like a couple feet, and it's back to anywhere from 14 to 16. Yeah, it's tough. Here's the mid climb face. Breathing hard, gritting my teeth. Just gonna grin and bear this thing, and yeah, whew, it's
It's kind of nice though, really pretty scenery. I mean, all around trees, nice shady spots, so could be worse. Loving it. About a mile to the top, found a pretty good pace, and yeah, I think we're gonna be golden. Haven't had to stop yet, so that's my goal. Let's make it to the top without stopping. All right, finished the climb off. Here we are, taking a left up here on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Should be a beautiful rest of the day, mostly downhill. Here's my face at the top. The only difference is I'm sweating profusely, and I'm absolutely overjoyed just to be at the top of this last big climb of the whole Trans Am. From here, it's pretty much downhill, and yeah, gonna be on some pretty flat roads pretty soon here. Should be a last easy, peaceful few days, so yeah. There's the Blue Ridge Parkway right there on that bridge above me. We're gonna be taking a left right here onto it. So let's see if we can see how it looks. I'm gonna stop up here too and try to catch Tony coming up. There it is, Blue Ridge Parkway. Road with no commercial vehicles. That means no semis. All right.
Eating leftover Chinese underneath the bridge in this shade is a great reward for that. Mr. Tony Poppins, I presume.
There's my man right there. He's the goat. That's the goat right there.
Tony, you are smiling big after that mountain, man. Why are you smiling so big?
It felt so good just to go through there and just take my time and be able to just stay above my breathing and just enjoy the scenery, the trees. Oh my gosh. Very satisfying.
Awesome.
Now we get to ride the Blue Ridge, take a lot of pictures, and just enjoy the rest of the day.
That's right. Man, guys, stunning views of the Blue Ridge Parkway. Wow. I think that's where we're staying over there.
Yeah.
Made it here to the hotel for the evening. Probably gonna go hit a swim. So, we're sitting here eating steak burritos. There's not even a Chipotle nearby. Our good friend Matt.
What's up?
Second to last special guest on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Brought us some burritos. Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem. I was thinking about it on the way down. It's been almost exactly 6 months since I was at your place in Alabama.
Yep. So, Matt's been on a couple bike tours. We'll talk about that a little later after we eat, but he's going to ride with us for 1 or 2 days?
All day tomorrow and then a little bit of the next day.
Yeah, so he's going to be cruising here on this all-city touring bike, and he's got a pretty sweet little setup. It's a little bit lighter than ours, but he's only having to do just a couple days. So it's going to be fun getting to watch him fly around on this thing and enjoy a few days.
I had like a week left before I replaced it, but it would hang like weird.
All right, so we got our buddy Matt here in the hot seat. He's coming to ride with us for a few days. And Matt, would you mind just maybe saying a little bit about how we met and some of your past bike touring experience?
Yeah, sure. So we met about two and a half years ago. I had
Yep.
like a 2-day clinic for Pedigo electric bikes out in California.
Yeah, we learned how to take them apart and
Yeah.
work on them and all that.
That was pretty cool. I didn't know what to expect of that. It's just a little 2-day training, and
Matt was the star student there too, by the way. He was teaching the guy how to do stuff.
Yeah, I was already really familiar with the mechanical side, but I was just there to learn all the stuff with the battery and the wiring harness. But anyway, by that point in time, I had already done a bike tour across the U.S. and then a second trip in Japan and Korea.
Mhm.
And you'd been thinking about doing a
Yeah,
tour for
something.
like a long time.
Yeah.
And fast forward 2 years, I did the Southern Tier route across
Yep.
the U.S. I wasn't planning on going across the U.S. a second time, but obviously last year couldn't really leave the country for anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so they hosted me about 6 months ago to the day in Alabama.
Yep.
And so I figured I'd return the favor, and them being on the Trans Am, going through Waynesboro, Virginia, that's like the closest part of the Trans Am to where I live in Frederick, Maryland.
Yeah.
So it was like 2.5 hour drive south to meet up with these guys.
Mhm.
So I wish we could do more days together, but I think
Yeah.
we're just going to be doing like all day tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
and I think it's really cool what you do with your bicycle shop in Frederick. You should tell a little bit about that. What you
Yeah,
do
I've
there.
got a pretty good like work-life balance situation going on because I run a bicycle shop in Frederick, Maryland, and there's not too much work to be done between like January and February. So that's kind of driven the locations that I've gone to the past couple of years. It's like where in the world is warm in January.
Yeah.
So I did New Zealand, January 2020. I was gonna do Patagonia, which it's also summertime in January there. Ended up doing the Southern Tier due to COVID, but I'll be doing Patagonia this coming winter. And I'm probably gonna start branching out from just wintertime bike tours.
So one thing that I really appreciate about the way you bike tour is, despite this man owns a bike shop, he's been across several different countries, he always shows up with just like minimal stuff. So like, I was wondering if maybe you could speak on how much people feel like they need versus what they actually need.
Right. If you look at my equipment now, you would think that you need to drop
I'm gonna pan over real quick.
a bunch of money.
Literally, guys, one bag right here, one bag right here, and even on, multi-day tours, multi-week tours, that's about what he carries.
Yeah, which wasn't always the case. So like my setup now, fully loaded, is about 38 pounds. My setup on my first tour, I was on an old 1991 Fuji Sandblaster with like, if people are mechanically inclined, they'll know that that's like before even linear brakes. It's like the cantilever, like old bolt style braking systems, like a huge headache to work on. The bike weighed 75 pounds with all my equipment.
Absolute beast.
Front and rear panniers, like the whole shebang. And I loved my first tour doing that. I was slow and steady. You don't really need good equipment to get it done. And then all of my tours since then, I've done on a Cannondale road bike, which is not designed for touring at all.
Yeah.
Like had 25 millimeter tires.
That
on
was
it.
what you came through our
Which was-
our area on. But I think what that shows too is that, Matt's done so many cross country rides and he's just now upgrading to a legitimate touring bicycle.
Yeah. After 4 tours, I actually purchased this while I was in Texas. I was doing all the research, and due to the shortages, I knew I needed to pull the trigger sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So this is one of the last 2 that was available in the country.
Yeah, and I'm gonna show you guys real quick. It's what is the name of this bike, Matt?
All City Cosmic Stallion.
Yeah, and it's got a really pretty purple frame color and a carbon front fork and carbon wheels. So this thing's pretty light, but it also has that durability you want in a touring bike. So it's cool, and we look forward to just having you with us for the next day or 2, bro. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. All right.